everyone, welcome to day 3 of my Silly Safari class to go. I am featuring the really adorable Silly Safari stamp set in a class to go this month between August 1st and August 15th. An order of $50 in my online store before tax and shipping is going to earn you this class to go completely free. I will mail it to you, and just as a thank you for ordering with me. There are extra bonuses at $100 and $150. If you need to learn more about how to earn the class to go for free, check the video description. I have all the details down there, or you can check out video number 1 where I discuss it a little bit more deeply. Like I said, we are using the Silly Safari stamp set. This is in our annual catalog. I have absolutely loved this stamp set. It is so adorable. It's on page 83 in our annual catalog, and you can bundle it with a 1 7/8" circle punch. We're not using that punch this week, but if you want to get the bundle, you can absolutely do that, and then you'll have that fantastic circle punch to use for all your projects. All right, on day 1, we made this adorable zebra card. On day 2, we made this fun giraffe card. Today, we are making this sweet little monkey card, and we're doing a fun card called a slide and lock card. So let me show you what that means. So the little monkey, he slides off, and inside you have that happy birthday, you party animal greeting, but then you can slide him back on. Let's see. I'm going to try to do this without messing up. But you can, I had no problem doing this until the camera started rolling. But he just slides right back on. And when he's on, the card is locked in place. So isn't that fun? So it's a fun little, you may need to give some directions, maybe write a little arrow that goes up or down so people know to slide the little monkey off to open the card. So we're going to make this slide and lock card. So let's start with our supplies. So this card base is a little bit different. This is a 4 1/4 by 11. So this is still a half sheet of cardstock, but just cut the long ways. And let's move that out of the way. And I have scored this at 2 3/4 on each side. So now what you'll need to do when you get your kit is go ahead and fold on those score lines. And you know, cuts are not always perfect, scores are not always perfect. So if they're overlapping or touching at all, we're gonna need to do just a little bit of trimming. So I'm just going to take my little trimmer, and I'm just going to trim, I mean, just like a hair. I mean, we're talking like, where did that little piece go? It's so thin. We're talking just a little, like, smidgen off of each side. So I took that off, and you don't want to go too much on these because you don't want to go too deep because then your slide and lock card might not work. But what you want is you just want like the slightest little gap there. And I'll put this white cardstock underneath so you can see there is just like the slightest little gap. Okay, and that's really, you'll need that to make sure that this works. If they're overlapping, it's going to be a little too tight for that mechanism to slide in and out of. Okay, I also have 2 pieces of DSP. The DSP is 4 by 2.5. You'll need 2 of these. This is from oh, the name of it is escaping me right now. I will have it, oh, it's this one right here. It's Florals In Bloom. Gorgeous, gorgeous one. We've had this one since May, so you may already have this one in your stash. All right, so you'll need 2 pieces of that. You'll need a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I've already done a lot of the stamping on this. I think I've done all the stamping actually. So this one, I stamped the greeting in fresh Freesia, and this will go right onto the inside of our card. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, this is 5 by 3 3/4. So see, I didn't check my notes. So that's that. I have 2 2 1/4 inch circles out of Early Espresso, and I have 2 pieces of Early Espresso that are 1 by 1, and they have been scored at 1 inch on one side. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. That's going to make our mechanism. For my stamping, I have stamped 3 leaves in soft seafoam, and I've stamped 2 in fresh Freesia. I've already pre-fussy cut these out just to save a little bit of time, so we have these ready to go. And then I have a 2-inch circle punch that I have stamped my little monkey and my greeting. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Let's start with the mechanism, because that is going to be the part that that we want to make sure works. All right, let's do some adhering down. I'm going to adhere my my piece in the center here. So a little bit of adhesive on that. That's going to go on the inside of your card. So just line it up between those score lines, nice and straight. All right, and now on the DSP, these are just going to go on both of the flaps. Okay. So one flap, then on the other flap. And there's not really a directional pattern to this DSP, so you can just put them on any way you want. Okay, so that is the basis of our little slide and lock card. Let me grab my bone folder, give these a good burnish. All right, so let's talk about the actual mechanism for our slide and lock card. So we have 2 of those 2 1/4" circles, like I mentioned, out of Early Espresso. Then we have 2 pieces of Early Espresso that are 1 by 1, and they have been scored at 1 inch or 1/2 inch. So we're going to fold these in half, and we are going to adhere them to one of the circles kind of back to back with the seams back to back. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. Let me get some adhesive. I'm going to use some really strong adhesive. I like my liquid glue for this because it is really strong. It holds well. And I'm going to get one thing real quick. I have a circle punched out of just printer paper that is the same size. This is the same 2 1/4" circle. I really want to make sure that we get this exactly in half. So I folded that in half. I want to make sure that this mechanism is exactly in half. And so with a pencil or a pen, whatever you want, I'm just going to trace that line. Nobody is ever going to see this. This is going to be in the inside of the mechanism. So you can go a little heavier handed. You can use like a white gel pen to make sure that you see it all the way. But I just have that little line. There it is. All right, and I'm going to take one of these mechanisms. I'm going to put it right up against that line with the seam, with the folded edge touching that line. So you can kind of see what I mean there. Okay, and we're going to do the same exact thing to this one. So glue on the back, and I'm going to adhere that with the 2 folded edges touching each other, just like that. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Those little flaps that go down like that. Okay, now I'm going to put some glue on the back of these little flaps. And then we're going to sandwich our circles together. Just like this. Make sure we give that a nice little press. And this I'm going to let the glue set up, but it's going to lift it off. And if you want this to lift off even more, you can even use dimensionals. But you're going to have that little lift off kind of is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Once we figure that out where they are, this will slide in. You just get one on each side of that little mechanism. And again, because it's on a video is why I'm struggling. Let me make sure that we have this the right way. This way, all the way in like that, and you could even do it this way. We'll do it this way. That gets the little mechanism in there. So you can see that this is going to slide up and down. I want to give this a little bit more time just for that glue to set, but you can see that's how that mechanism works. And if you're having a little bit of trouble sliding these up and down, if it feels really, really tight and it's really not moving, just go in and just trim off just another little smidgen off of these little edges here. And that will just help everything just glide a little bit better. I'm just going to take another just a hair. We're not cutting very much off this time. So, and that should help our little mechanism. And once we get the little monkey on there, we'll be able to tell which side is right side up and which side is. There we go. And this will slide. Now it's sliding much easier. Okay. Just like that. All right, let's set that aside to dry. I'm going to leave that on there so we know which way that mechanism is vertical. All right, let's talk about our little monkey. We'll do some coloring on him. We are going to do some real simple coloring. I have some, let's see. Let me check my notes. What did I use? Petal pink. We're going to go petal pink dark for his ears. All the supplies that I use are always listed in the video description or on my blog. There's a link that will take you to a place where you can just add everything to your cart, and it makes it easy peasy. All right, for the little inside of his face, we're gonna go crumb cakes. I'm just doing crumb cake light. Oh, and I should have done his tongue with the petal pink while we had it out too. We'll go back. Just go around his eyes very carefully. All right, and I'm gonna add a little bit of dark shading just kind of along the edges of his face here, kind of along his cheeks, not adding too much. All right, just kind of blend that out. I really want his face to stay nice and light. Okay, so that's it with the crumb cake. I'm gonna bring back in that petal pink because I want to add that to his little tongue here. Perfect. For the rest of the monkey, we're gonna use pecan pie, and I'm gonna start with my light again. I really wanna be strategic about where my dark shadows are, and that's why I'm doing my light first. So let me use my other tip. So pecan pie light, just gonna give him a good little wash of color all over. You're gonna get this pre-punch circle in your kit, but if you have other circles, you might find it easier to actually stamp this on a bigger piece of white and then punch it out later. I find that is sometimes helpful for coloring. You have just a bigger piece to hold on to, but you will get the circle in your kit so that you'll be able to complete the cards. But if you want to save that circle for something else and just stamp this on a piece of paper, that's totally fine too. Okay, so that's the light. We're gonna go in with the dark, and I'm gonna add shading to the sides of him down here on his body, and then just a little bit kind of going up on his cheeks and up here, his little furry hair right there, and around the top of his face. And that is all the dark I'm adding, and then we'll just go in, we'll blend that out, kind of blend that down and around, and on his chest down here. Just the more you blend out, the smoother it looks. Okay, I think that's good. So cute, he's so adorable, I just love him. All right, so that is all the coloring there. All right, I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of him. Oh, you know what? We need to add the pool party, but we'll have to do that in just a minute. All right, I'm going to add 3 of my leaves to the front. I'm going to start with 2 of my soft seafoam leaves. We'll just stick those on the back, just like that on the bottom. Oh, let me zoom out just a little bit, like that. And then we'll stick a fresh Freesia leaf kind of popping up this way, like that. Adorable. And we're going to stick him onto the little mechanism with some dimensionals, and I'm going to make sure that all of those leaves have a dimensional on them so that everything is adhered and sandwiched together nice and tight, because this little mechanism, you're going to be doing some pulling, you're going to be pulling it up and down, opening and closing it, so you want to make sure that everything has nice layers of adhesive, not dimensionals. All right, now can you tell the difference between these little monkeys? You can see how this one has that pool party outline. It's making him kind of pop off the page a little bit more. We're going to do that with our pool party. I would do this before adhering everything down, but you know, we're going to live wildly. Just go around the outside of him. I'm using my pool party dark. You can use pool party light. You can even bring in soft seafoam for this. That'll coordinate really well with the soft seafoam that leaves. But you just want to go around the outside, and this really just gives him the look of dimension. If you wanted to fussy cut him and pop him up on a dimensional, you can absolutely do that as well. But this is kind of the cheater way to get that dimension without having to fussy cut. So cute, right? Okay, so let's add these last 2 leaves. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of these. We're going to add them inside the card, so this should be nice and dry. So we can just slide that off. And we will add our extra leaves on the inside here. Just make sure you don't go over that score line. Make sure that they stay away from that score line so this can still fold without that interfering. And then this, now that we know the direction, should slide back on. Perfect. All right, let's slide this one back on. See if I can do that as smoothly as I did the last one. It's not going to go as smoothly. I'm going to leave that one off. They do slide on and off really well, just not on the camera, not when you're trying to do it on a camera. All right, a few of our embellishments for the week. If you want a full package of these, a $150 order in my online store is going to earn you a full package of these gorgeous antique pearls. And I'm just going to put 3 of them around our little monkey. Make sure you don't go too close to where the actual mechanism is, otherwise it's not going to slide All right, guys, that is card number 3. I am going to get this one back on. If you ever have trouble with your little mechanism, just go on it, put it on through the side, and it works just as well. All right, so this is card number 3. I hope you like this slide and lock card. I haven't made a ton of these in the past. Oh, you guys, I glued it upside down. Okay, that's okay. Our leaves are just coming down from the top. It's fine. It's fine. It totally works. It's fine. Everything is fine. There we go. I hope you guys like this slide and lock card. If you do, make sure to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. That way you never miss a video. I'll be back tomorrow with our 4th and final card of this class to go, and it is maybe my favorite. We're doing another fun fold, and I love it. So make sure you join me tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.